Good evening, everybody. Caffeinated alumni, old listeners, new listeners alike. Relly and Teach, ready to preach. Before I begin, I'd just like to say thank you for everybody. Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone's safe, happy, and well. And pray for those who have been affected by the floods of Fairfield County, Connecticut. Anyways, that aside, Teach, Daddy Teach, handsome, how we doing?
Getting caffeinated because I just woke up from a nap like a half hour ago.
Good sleep, good nap. Well, dude, I'm not sure if you could tell by my eyes, but I slept like shit last night. But so
Same.
you had a day off. I had to go to work, and I had
That's true.
I had the I woke up early. I dodged the flood because I wasn't sure how it was going to go. I was the first person at the deli this morning, which that was the first, I think. And here's my stupid self eating half of my bacon, egg, and cheese, dodging a flooded road on the way to the work establishment. Everyone's like, you're going to be all right. And then I got people calling me saying, hey, I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay. And sure enough, the old phone is receiving the calls. The new one is not, even though I'm sending them out this way. So it's weird as hell as I'm going through providers.
Hmm.
Not only that, but like the ex's pet name is still in there under the old
Hey
contacts.
yo.
Dude, seriously. Yeah, like 10 years ago, I had Verizon, and then T-Mobile was cheaper, and we were down our luck. And sure enough, 10 years later, we switched back, and I don't know why, but the same contacts were the same from 10 years ago. Super weird. The new ones are fine. Old ones, they stayed the same. I don't get it either. But say the least, Teach, new business, old business, lot to cover. But I had put this was a late poll or anything else, and I know we discussed it a little bit last week, but remember how we were discussing how Monster are they focusing on their strengths or are their weaknesses?
Sure.
To a point. So I want to. There's a couple things that kind of go into this, but I think we kind of noticed the following things. Number one, Monster is not really seeing that there's competition in the energy drink market. One. Number two, I don't think they're recognizing the powder energy market. And number three, when you focus on your strengths and or you focus on your weaknesses rather than your strengths, how well are you supposed to do? And if you're in that big conglomerate, whatever you want to call it, that big giant corporate world that clearly we do not understand them and they do not understand our logic. It kind of works both ways. We don't understand why they're so stupid, and they don't understand why their actions aren't working. So I kind of go into this regard, and I really don't have anything else to compare this outside of alcohol because I've asked many people about this. Now, Teach, I know you're not like the biggest drinker in the world, but have you or anybody else grabbed a case, a six pack, a bottle of something and said, hey, it's good, but I wouldn't buy it again
Like in general?
in general?
Like I couldn't give you an exact example, but probably.
Well, I could name you so many times where I haven't picked up a drink since New Year's Day or around there. I know it was January, but I can tell you that there have been many times where me or somebody else has grabbed a six pack of something or tried a combination of something and said, "Yeah, I'm okay never buying this ever again." So to me, that's what these hard monsters are. Hey, we tried them. We tried the OG, we tried the peach, we tried the white. The only flavors we give a shit about. And you know what? Not worth it where I need to try this again. So when you look at sales, right, and you say, hey, we're up. Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean we're down? It's because, well, you bought it, you tried it. Maybe some people bought a second pack to try with friends. And then, in words of Slim Shady, I don't Give a bleep.
Hmm. You don't give any fudge. Why don't you give fudge? I want fudge.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Teach, but I don't see anyone who's going to be buying any of this a second time.
I have yet to try any of the monster alcohol variants. I've seen them. There's plenty near me. I've been very curious, but I have not tried them to give any kind of review on them.
So they're releasing a new variety pack. They have the OG green. It's called Mean Green. They got 3 new flavors coming out with it. Gnarly grape, self-explanatory. And I don't think Monster's made a grape since the OG mixed, if I'm correct. Or am I thinking way too far?
The
Was
only
that
grape I think I know of when it comes to monster is the purple zero, the violet, purple passion.
that was grape?
I'm pretty sure.
That was something else. Could be
I'll
wrong.
double check, but I'm pretty sure it's
I remember not liking it. Maybe that's why I never like remember the taste or whatever. That was a quick dump for me.
yeah. Zero sugar ultraviolet, aka the purple monster, inspired by a hazy purple funk in kaleidoscopes of the 70s. Um, a light citrus and grape flavor.
Citrus and grape, so not just straight grape. Okay. Killer Sunrise, that's just going to be your vanilla citrus, whatever. And something called Pink Poison. Why do I feel like that's going to be the rose?
If they're doing it like by, yeah, you probably have Sunrise, which is the Ultra Zero. You probably have Rose. They're probably basing it off the Zero line.
The people I know that actually enjoyed the rose from Monster, I could count on one hand.
Is it called Monster Heart? Is that what it is? Yes.
Monster, I'm just calling them. It's called the Beast. I just call it Hard Monster. But really, this is one of those things where after you buy it once, you don't need to buy it a second time ever, in my opinion.
I want to see ingredients on them because honestly, to me, I know people out there that enjoy them. I haven't heard a lot of people like rave over them. I know some people have enjoyed them. I don't hear much about them. What I'm more curious about, which I personally don't find to be the best idea, especially when they're this big of a company, is there caffeine in it?
There is not.
There's no caffeine. So they're
Correct.
just taking their taste of it, but no caffeine, and then taking that taste and making it hard.
Yes, and I heard that the peach one was disgusting.
Really? That's sad.
Yes. I'm not sure if it was Ty or Mod that said that, but I've heard from many times from people. So the main reason why they got it was because I'm curious. How's the peach and how's the white? If you made the white disgusting, let's be honest with ourselves. If somebody is craving that, take your booze of choice and mix it with white cherry Gatorade at that point, right? You got your booze, you got your little electrolytes to keep you hydrated, to have yourself a good experience and to make sure that you can get home okay. I mean, really, that's kind of what I'm thinking at that point. And plus just the flavor itself. Nobody buys something and for it to taste disgusting unless it's cheap or you're down your luck.
The sad thing is I can't find much for ingredients on it.
We're probably not going to. And it's actually really funny because just like when it comes with like people when they talk about music, right? When's the last person just being like, "Hey, bro, you coming to the party? Yeah, bring a case of Hard Monster." I've never heard that
I haven't heard it.
ever.
And this website at least confirms that all of the Monster Beast Unleashed flavors contain zero caffeine. So,
I think that was a good move, honestly.
yes, agreed.
So, unlike Ghost on what the hell they're trying to do, which I think is absolutely stupid,
Agreed.
uh, give credit to the big conglomerate of the M drink of not putting in caffeine because that is the smart way to go.
I think, again, as much as this product may be a slight abomination, I do think it is honestly very smart of them not to include caffeine. Very smart on
I
Monster.
love how it says zero caffeine on it because you have all these ghost cocktails and everything else going on, and I'm just here thinking to myself, I'm just like, Okay, so we have the company that's the big bully and against all these other smaller companies and brands and organizations. And what are they going to do smart? They did the smart thing by not putting caffeine in their booze, which that was a good move. I'm happy about that. But along with it,
Still,
I wonder when this is going to, stop the cap and they move on to something else because there's plenty of fish in the sea. Like myself, for instance, I'm actually very surprised I'm seeing the reserve line in Dollar Trees. I picked myself up a white pineapple I had at work today.
I'm more curious on what Monster's thoughts is with this. Um, is it
There was a
just
hard soda market for a while now.
Well, I mean, my more thought is like, is this some extra like side jump change where they're just trying to throw it somewhere and make something more of it, get their name out there more, get more sales in general? Or is this something
Problem
that
is
they're
they
passionate to go down that road about?
the problem is they already have. I mean, I go to liquor stores to pick something up for somebody, and the stuff's already in the fridge. They have the vendors and stuff. Like, there's a lot of people that have big 2-liter bottles of Coke in there. If you have a Coke contract and you have a Coke truck, guess what? Because of, it's the same thing with how Home Depot runs. If you have a Coke contract, you're going to be able to get your door into having Monster in there. Because Monster, a third of it's owned by Coca-Cola.
Hmm.
So there's times where I go into the fridge and I'm like, okay, I see Red Bull, I see Monster, I see Coke, I see Diet Coke, I've seen coconut water, all these crazy things in there that you can mix with it. And it's just like, okay, so at that point, you're already in the door. And if somebody wanted to if somebody wants to mix something in a cocktail, let's just be honest. If anyone has known any single person who has tried something stupid with alcohol. They've taken anything that has tasted good and mixed it with special something something. And it was either okay to get by, or it was an abomination, or nobody cared because it was a good time, or it was cheap. Because somebody would rather spend whatever the hell they could find on a counter that was armpit warm and mix it with something cold that they got at a gas station for $3 than buy it at the store. That's really what it comes down to. So when they say, "Oh, we blame the convenience stores and such for lower sales than our target," which again, when you have competition, have your realistic expectations be a little bit lower. Like when you see a stock go low because of, "Oh, because Wall Street told me to." Okay, if Monster stock said, "Hey, we found out that Rockstar is revamping with their Focus line." If the day of Rockstar Focus was released and Monster stock went down, it wouldn't shock me. But the expectation is, oh no, we're Monster, we're Monster. How many people have switched to Monster from Monster to Ghost? We had a guy in our TikTok account switch to C4 and to C4 powder, much to your dismay.
Which is
And I
very
just think that
interesting.
there's better stuff out there. Let's be honest. Um, I think when it comes to the same ballpark of caffeine content, I was talking about a coworker about G Fuel, and he asked how much caffeine, and I said 140, and he goes, "Isn't a Monster like 160?" And I told him this, and I told it with everybody. You're not hurting between 140 and 160 milligrams of caffeine if it's just one serving, correct?
Correct.
That's just how that goes. Which, speaking of, there's actually been a lot of some brand deep dive stuff that I've been very pondering and confusing about. Old news, good news, refreshing news. There's been a good amount, and it's been quite the laugh to say the least. Let's see if I could gonna pull up a couple of things from. See if we could pull it up from our Twitter account. So I actually posted a couple of things. during the last couple of days, just because, quite frankly, I thought some of them were hilarious as far as these new releases go. So, first off, the fact that there's going to be more Dubby single servants, we're going to be
Interesting.
able to dry Dubby on the show instead of buying the whole tub. I was concerned about their blue raspberry. I didn't think they would release them. I thought about it for quite some time. Their fruit punch lemon lime, thought about for a long time. I'm a fan. I'm interested. But then we have a good announcement here. Sure enough, Teach, we nailed it. We found it because of Stacked.
We did it.
A new Rise can, baby. We'll pull it up for the people. Boom, via Stacked. The all new 7-Eleven exclusive in the Dallas Fort Worth area. But that's going to hit stores eventually for all 7-Elevens. The Arctic Mavberry. That looks like a straight blueberry right there. Straight blueberry. Teach. My prayers have been spoken, my good man.
Yeah,
Rhetorically
now the next
speaking,
hardest part.
metaphorically speaking. Huh?
Now your next hardest part.
Well, this is one where I simply just can't understand this. I feel like they're trying too hard. And ironically, I know a few coworkers of mine at the new job that actually drink the meal replacement shake because some of them are trying to fast or do whatever you got to do. I'm not judging here. It just may not be for me. Huel is trying a blue raspberry energy drink. 27 vitamins and minerals, 200 milligrams of caffeine, sold in, I believe there's cases on their website coming soon. So, Teach, what do you think about this? I'm just going to call it a joke.
I'm curious how it'll actually be. I can't blame them for wanting to diversify their product and get into a new market. I can't blame that for any company. It is very good to take risks and diversify your portfolio, but let's see how well they do. Let's see how well they come to the batting, come to the plate.
Yes, and also there's a read from Wired.com. This was from Pete Cattell, a journalist, and it goes, "We tried 30 popular energy drinks, and here's how they rank." So essentially, he was just taking stuff and that he was seeing on Amazon, and all 30 are all different brands. There's not one brand that's replicated. So he basically ranked his top to bottom. And if you go by, he went from number one all the way down to number 30. And me and you do not like the first few. Number one, Celsius Orange. Number two, Seaform Midnight Cherry. Number three, OG Red Bull. Number four, at least the ones I tried, just disgusting. The Jocko Go. Now, Gatorade Fast Twitch at number five, respect. But here's the your Rainbow Sherbet Rain made number seven.
I'll go.
You see where this is going? Now, here's the part where, because I mean there's stuff I haven't even heard of. Georgie, the sparkling ice energy. I haven't thought of anything about it. Balls Guarana.
Huh? Oh, balls
Balls
energy drink.
Guarana.
Yeah, balls.
BAWLS. I
WLS.
know.
Yes, balls. Balls
I
energy
know.
drink.
I know. It sounds like a gay sports bar. Balls.
No, I know what balls energy drink is. I've had my fair share of balls. It's okay.
I haven't had balls at all.
You haven't had balls?
I have not
You
had.
should at least give balls a try. You got to do it for science for the podcast for the podcast. You got to try some balls. It was a classic age old time. We all remember the gamer days of trying balls. Everybody has balls once. You gotta look. You get curious. You just get a little curious. It's an interesting shape. It's an interesting look. You try a little balls. You see how it tastes and how it looks and how it goes.
Hey yo. So here's where I go to it's subjective. Number 23, so this is 23rd out of a possible 30. 23rd place, Rise Country Time Lemonade.
But the ranking is an abomination.
Ooh. Let's see, Oka. Who?
What list is this,
20
and why is it so wrong?
Wired.com best energy drink story. So, number 25, this was the G Fuel Snow Cone.
Link this to me.
So, this is what it says about the G Fuel. If video games finally gained the legitimacy needed to join the Olympics, then G Fuel's very overt aspirations to be the Gatorade of gaming will finally come true. The can says it's the official energy drink of esports, and the website is a sensory overload of colors and text, flashed with words like Tetris and PewDiePie before I got a headache and slammed my laptop shut. All of this fanfare, yet the end product tastes nothing in particular. If you try hard enough, you can get trace notes of white airheads flavor, which is usually the flavor left at the bottom of the bucket because no one knows what it's supposed to taste like. A Reddit comment said it tastes like what a clown would taste like. Shut it down. Note,
Clown's supposed to taste like.
the caffeine content of 300 milligrams is nothing to scoff at. And I did get quite a jolt after choking this down during the span of an episode of Rick and Morty I queued up while plowing ahead on the treadmill. 90 minutes later, my joints turned to rubber and I napped for what I felt like was 3 hours. Didn't I say that this caffeine does not last? That this energy drink, there's nothing to it outside the caffeine, and then nosedive. A confirmation from another half baked critique. So here's what I agree with 27, Zoa. Bottom. Bottom.
This list is
Zoa's
whack.
near the bottom for good reason.
Okay,
Number
I see what
30
you're saying.
is Riot Energy, which I heard was absolute crap, which sucks because a 12 pack is $46 on sale, $40 on Amazon. For a 12 pack to be on the bottom of the list, that's shitty. So here's the savage one I wanted to say for everybody that didn't read the article 29, the Ghost Blue Raspberry.
Dang.
Damn harsh. But I always tell people this. When people have a flavor they can't drink anymore because they had a bad alcoholic related experience, try something else because your critique is now invalid. Like there's people I know that can't have cinnamon because they had a bad time of drinking Fireball. It's like, dude, it's in so many things. You have no idea. Get over it. Like, find a scientific way or fight it or build a tolerance, something. This is what the guy said. Quote, have you ever thrown up all night after eating too many vodka soaked Skittles you snuck into a bar because you're a broke college kid?
Huh?
This is like that. Only instead of consuming it from a plastic bag hidden in a cargo short pocket, it comes from a can that looks like a lot like the disposable polyester shirts worn in the movie Idiocracy. Do not leave the basement with one of these cans in hand. You will be rightfully mocked and shamed. Note, an explosion of jittery energy for about an hour, followed by bubble guts and a mild headache for the next hour. The one upside is that the drink is strong and it should keep you on the edge of your seat if you can keep it all down. So it sounds like this guy had too many vodka and Skittles in his college days, and now he can't have anything blue raspberry candy flavor. So critique invalid.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone that needs a refresher, I'm going to put it right here in the comments for you because I went through all 30 during the storm and things where I was waiting around, and I was cracking up. Sunday it was so bad outside. I literally spent all day just collecting my thoughts, writing, and heck, I even finished a game and I platinumed it. So cool.
I think we should take a bigger deep dive into this article, honestly.
How far? How further?
Just go all the way. Go all the way. So this is
Okay.
Wired.com. They tried 30 popular energy drinks. Here's what they
It
rank. The
sounds like
future
one
is
guy
here.
did.
It is jacked up on V vitamins, red dye, and taurine. These are the best energy drinks to get from tired to wired. Now here's what they say of how we or how they, Wired.com, tested. Across a span of 21 days, they sampled 30 different energy drinks from the amalgamation of readily available gas station staples brands. The Amazon algorithm was pimping extra hard that day. Everything in the Whole Foods end cap that advertised its caffeine content. A couple oddballs from the past you probably don't remember. They graded on taste, which is obviously subjective, and palatable effects of the caffeine after knocking back a can at 8:30 a.m. every day after the 1.5 mile run with their dog. The extra cans were deployed 2 hours into shift at my part-time bartending gig. I took one day off from the experiment due to gut-wrenching stomach pains and horrible night sweats. If there's a ghost addled gamer in your basement as you read this, please consider offering them a wellness check refill on their tendies at a very least. So the main point thing is that this is the top best energy drinks based on taste.
Not only that, but also, didn't we just tell people that it's not wise to slam an energy drink at night, regardless if you're working or not? Like, dude, are you bartending from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning and you want to slam it at midnight and you bitch and moan how you can't sleep? Like, dude, what are you doing?
So this is
Also, a note
why
to point out, this is what it also said on top of the article before of the how we tested. Let's see. As a devoted coffee drinker, I often feel like the misquoted New York film critic Pauline, is that Kale? When I see a neon colored tall boys of high octane energy drinks usurped shelf space from my favorite Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew variants at my local Sheets. Energy drinks are a big business. They raked in close to 20 billion in the US alone in 2023. Yet, I don't know a single person who drinks them on a regular basis.
okay.
This sounds
I
like a Monster executive that has no idea about the market.
I want to quote this and post it on our Twitter because the first sentence alone in this article I think is absolutely asinine. Okay? Buying energy drinks in public is embarrassing. How?
So, yes, so quote from the very first paragraph of the article. Buying energy drinks in public is embarrassing. Every time I see someone scanning the cooler for their favorite flavor of Monster or Ghost, I guess which accompanying vape flavor they've picked out. And I know others are making the same assumption about me when I'm scoring a can of Celsius to beat back a hangover or get lifted before a 10-hour bartending shift. Again, these are old these are people that are just out of date. And I understand, but at the same time, guess what? Me buying a can at the gas station is a hell of a lot more productive than me waiting in the Starbucks line to pick up a $10 coffee. And by the way, that triple Java Moco is going to have you hit the bowl faster than me drinking a can of Celsius. I assure you. Well, at least for this guy.
Again,
I'm
the
just
fact
saying that's
that
the
the
facts of
first
the facts.
sentence of your article, Pete, this is your fourth article you've written for Wired. You are an Ohio graduate, which says a lot. Buying energy drinks in public is embarrassing. That
Wait,
the
wait.
fact
You
that
said he's from Ohio, so that explains a lot.
yeah,
Is that your Michigan biased?
yes. Look,
You
you
know,
can be a Michigan fan, you can be a Michigan State fan, but nobody likes an Ohio State fan, okay?
you mean the uneducated Ohio fan? Come on, I'm on your side here, Teach. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Uneducated Ohio State. I don't know. You know, the times where they pretend that M is not in the alphabet and they call it Ishigan. I'm sorry. Whoever is the drunken heathen that ever thought about that needs to be beat with an oar. Since we're talking about college stupidity, it's like, dude, pronounce your letters correctly. You're in college. A good school, mind you. Supposedly, allegedly.
So, other than the fact that the first sentence is they find apparently buying energy drinks embarrassing, which I think is a laughable
So
joke.
I'm trying to figure out which side this guy is on. It sounds like an absolute clown show. Now, mind you, I read it top down and gave it everything I got. And some things I question. I question of the some of the things he actually bought. Like for example, if he drank a Rockstar Zero instead of the OG, I think he might have a different experience. If you do not like a cream soda, you're not going to rank Rockstar high, mainly because you don't like the taste of cream soda. You know what I mean? Flavor profile has a lot to do with it. It really does.
So, Mr. Pete, I think we need to go back to the drawing board about how you're writing your article and how we are grading. Because he says he grades on taste, but then he does also an in-depth deep dive on how the energy experience feels. Are we grading on the energy and the experience of how the drink affects you, or are we grading on taste? Because for number one, again, we'll go down the line, but this is a list based on taste, right? And if we're basing on taste, and you have regular Red Bull at number 3 and Jocko Go at 4.
Oh, dude, here's the thing that he wrote about the Jocko Go Orange. The manosphere is rife with snake oil merchants, and Jocko Wilkin in no exception. In addition to a masterclass about leadership, the ex Navy SEAL also hawks Jocko Go, a monk fruit sweetened energy drink that makes high flauntant claims about energy balance, increased focus, and memory support. The flavor hits like a combo of Sunny D and stevia, which is an acquired taste for some. Yeah, I'm one of them. After a few sips of this fizzy concoction, I was overtaken by the urge to start a podcast about crypto and male decline. Instead of doing that, I spiked the remainder of the can with the shot of Smirnoff and blasted off to the moon. Yeah, once again, pardon my French, you're a fucking moron. Biased, not smart, altering the effect.
So again,
I
this is
missed the
one.
memo that bomb drinks are out and Borgin is in, but I have strong feeling that Mr. Wilkins' vitamin-rich rife on turbo fuel is sloshing around in gallon jugs at state colleges across all the land. Yeah, if you're gonna have all this caffeine and everything else, basically Four Loco back in the day, guess what happened with them? Too many underage teens in the ER. Yeah, let's not do that.
So Mr.
Notes.
Pete included pictures with everything too.
Yeah. It's hard to tell where the caffeine ends and the 100 milligrams of B vitamins more than 4,000% of the daily recommendation begin. But either way, this tiny black can packs a wallop.
So I'm going on a tiny tangent here. He's basing this on taste. My brother in Christ, half of these in here I have not even tried before, and we are the caffeinated
Didn't
podcast. We are the caffeinated podcast where we are meant to try these, and I've seen a good chunk of these, but I wouldn't even want to truly consider going out of my way to try them. You're basing on taste. My brother in Christ, you have Rainbow Sugar at 7. You have the Country Time Lemonade Rise at like 23, which I don't understand, and yet somehow you have Balls at 12, Sparkling Ice Energy at 11, Georgie at 10. Who the hell is Georgie? Aspire Healthy Energy at 9, Mountain Dew Kickstart at 8. Like, Gayu Aki Yerba Mate at 6. Who the hell is this? Jocko Go at 4. Again, Red Bull at 3. We're going on taste, right? We're going on taste, and you have basic Red Bull at 3 when you even have Rise at 23. You have, sure, it's weird, but like you even have Ghost at last. I'd rather drink a Ghost
Second
for
to last.
flavor. Yeah, I'd rather drink a Ghost for flavor over Red Bull. Let's be real. Red Bull doesn't have the greatest of taste. You have Alani New at 21. Alani New has at least way better taste than Jocko Go. I just want to know how much was Pete and or Wired paid for this?
Hopefully he's an intern. He says he's bartending that night.
Because like a lot of this is that like he's trying to make it just feels like he's trying to make weird bashful claims that gamers and what gamers drink for energy and how you don't want to drink what the gamers are drinking. Gamers are making energy drinks cringe. What?
You know, when I said this was a good read, as a author and journalist, didn't I say this was a good read and I knew that you would enjoy this and get a laugh out of it? Although your reaction's actually a lot better than I thought. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't understand this because he
Hey, I let
says
you
this
cook.
article is based on taste, but will also go in depth on the feeling he has of how each affects him. Are we grading these on taste, or are we grading these on how well they are working for you?
So if you're going by taste at number 4, the flavor is so acquired taste you had to slam it with vodka, and you rank it at number 4. Hmm.
Wait, does he say that?
Yeah. You scroll down to number 4. Yeah.
Jocko Go Orange. The flavor hits like a combo of Sunny D and stevia, which is an acquired taste for some.
Yeah. He says right there he mixed it with Smirnoff.
So he's trying to say like it packs a wallop. So are we grading on effects? Are we grading on formula? Or are we grading on taste? Again, my brother in Christ, you put
He
Rise,
has no
Alani
direction.
New, and Ghost in like the high 20s, but Jocko Go at number 4.
He has no direction of what the hell he wants to do.
This is
None.
why the Caffeinated Podcast exists.
Because of clowns like this. So speaking of which, I've been getting a couple of samples from a fan of the program, and I actually tried something from a company we did not like that made a better strawberry banana than G Fuel or Prime. Guess what brand?
Really, I'm gonna need you to pause and back up. We need to do a deep dive on this.
Deep dive on what?
The article, the fact that he has Rain at number 7, and he says he's embarrassed that he likes Rain. Why are you embarrassed to like Rain?
I haven't seen one attention like this in so long. It's
Because
great.
this article is literally stupid. I'm sorry, but if anybody takes their thoughts about how they feel about taste of like, nobody should honestly take this article to heart in any way. Like if somebody looked at this article and they're like, I don't think I'm going to buy a Ghost anymore because they have it at 24 over Jocko. I'm going to go try Jocko. Like I'm sorry. No. This article doesn't know what it wants to be. Pete, I think we need to do a little bit of research more and in depth on how you are wanting to write this article. It feels like you were trying to have. Is this like a weird like fever thought post? It's almost like Pete feels like embarrassed to be drinking these when there's no reason to be embarrassed, like as if energy drinks are only for gamers, even though there are a million of hardworking blue collar men and women and in between out there that need an energy drink and are not embarrassed to get through their day to keep kicking
So
ass and
what? You
working.
gotta be a construction worker to enjoy a monster in peace? Get the hell out of here. Agreed. Now, if you go to number 5 where he says fast twitch, this one's respectable. Fast twitch tastes less like an energy drink and more like a hybrid of Gatorade and Pedialyte. The liquid is just a touch thicker than classic Gatorade, but not at all syrupy. The watermelon flavor is nice and refreshing on a hot, sticky day. This and a pint of Cuervo Silver or clear Captain Morgan would make a fantastic Borg base. Notes: the lack of carbonation hinders the placebo effect that makes your brain realize you're drinking an energy drink. So the onset of the respectable caffeine content in this small package hit a little later than I've grown accustomed to. That said, this beverage is extremely crushable, and the caffeine hit strong and long once it did kick in. No crash to speak of in the afternoon. See, that is grand journalism. Now, again, leave out the alcohol part because that's dangerous. But if aside the alcohol part, that's perfect. And if wherever you rank that top or bottom, that's solid. You got right to the point, except I feel like this was for journalism, this seems like a clout article. Let's see. What happens if I clicked on Wired Main? Oh, what a surprise. Propaganda. Yep. Yep. Of course, it's, let's see, we got business, culture, gear, politics, science, security, reviews and buying guides, Wired Classics. Yeah, this is one of those propaganda websites, unfortunately. But still, at least you could go on a propaganda website and can you just give me a ground ball, please, and not make up bullshit? That'd be great. That would be freaking great.
So again, number 11, Sparkling Ice Energy. He reviews the mango and he says mellow mango flavor with just a smack of medicine aftertaste. My brother in Christ, medicine aftertaste should be in your 20s. How do you have a Lonnie with no medicine taste or Rise with no medicine taste in the 20s, but you have this with medicine taste up at 11?
Mango medicine sounds like it needs to be,
An
I don't know, somebody
abomination.
needs to be sprayed with freaking water. That's awful. Mango cough syrup? Are you shitting me? That's terrible. Tell me when you want to move this along, Teach. I did have a couple other topics for tonight.
If you got some other ones, go on. A good chunk of these again I've never heard of, and he has them so high. So I'm just wondering like who he's buying these from, and or like is he just trying to be a hipster with this article? But yet, if you're trying to be a hipster with this article, wouldn't you not also want Celsius at number one?
Um, boomer slash businessman slash bartender slash hipster. It's this weird hybrid conglomerate that ends up on the bottom of a sink. Yep, bottom of a sink. So as I was saying before, what if I told you that energy powder brand in water tasted better than G Fuel in milk or in a prime hydration bottle?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I found a strawberry banana energy
Mm-hmm.
powder from a brand we did not like when we reviewed it. That tasted better than G Fuel in milk or from a prime bottle.
Why do I feel like you're gonna say Dubby?
No, that would be hydration. I don't think they have it in.
Who?
Also, that would be can. That would be can. A brand we didn't like, and I think Prime made it. I'm pretty sure Prime made it. If not, I'm mistaken. But I definitely know
Rogue?
Fuel made it. Yep. A fan sent me a couple of Rogue samples, and oh my god, I mixed up a strawberry banana Rogue last night, kept it in the fridge, and in water. Oh man, that's gas. Tastes perfect in water.
Hmm.
Perfect. It reminded me of the Dubby can, but I think a little sweeter, tad stronger. I really enjoyed it. It was good. But speaking of which, I've had this long debate with somebody, and this has been a very controversial flavor. Just a controversial thing with energy drinks as a whole, but I think a very controversial glitch flavor, actually.
Pause. You can't say it's controversial if people are mixing it wrong. Not everything's
Mix.
meant for water.
No, I'm saying this even as a milk flavor, I've tried both. There's many people I've known that have come back with this in milk. And this one has definitely been an acquired taste thing.
I say I've only heard people thus far say they did not care for it if it's in water.
Yeah, because to say the least, man, the one thing I did try is over vacation, I actually found something out. The the person that was renting it before us, they had to go home early because they had a family member that had to go to the hospital. So they dropped everything, packed up their bags again, and took off as fast as they could. And one of the things in there was, Chobani Greek yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know they made coffee creamer?
No.
Oh, yes. And let me tell you, oh, mama, it's a hidden gem. It's freaking good. So I see this vanilla creamer in there and I go, no shot. So I'm here having some black coffee from a French press. I add just a splash of that in there, and I've been a fan since. To say the least, in my regular milk mix up, I can't say I care for this too much, but when you add the vanilla, it's better. Now, I don't know what it is, but when you have the loopy fruits, because it's a sugar free, when you have the sugar free cereal, for some reason it tastes like this bad acidic taste that I'm just not a fan of. And if I add too much vanilla, it just tastes like vanilla. If I don't add enough vanilla, it has this weird light acidic taste. Unfortunately, I want it to be stronger and I want it to be sweeter. Unfortunately, this just wasn't it, and I just don't think it's low enough caffeine to double scoop either. If that makes any sense. If it was 100 grand tub, I have no problem double scooping it. But if we double scoop this, we're at 450, and that's a lot for somebody like myself.
So I have yet to buy it because I don't typically drink much milk. Like just drink it as it is. And I also myself don't want energy for milk. I want water. So that's my main reason why I have not bought it yet. But I know many people in the past that were like cheering and praising it, wanting it to come back. So I'm curious now if this will lead into more flavors coming back. But I can
So
understand if cereal, like a flavor like this, isn't a forte for someone.
to say the least, I'm with you on that one, but in retrospect, for the first time in quite a while, I know I am working inside a facility. In an inside facility with a break room that does have a fridge and people don't touch your stuff. Thank goodness, because yeah, I've had a shaker in there for a couple of days and nobody's touched it. It hasn't moved an inch. It's basically just like, hey, not mine, not bothering. And that's office people, that's production people, that's everything. And everything's been really cool about it. But even then, I can only have a milk anything. It's either a protein shake where that's quick in the morning, or I gotta be at home, man. I gotta be at home. Take a couple sips, put that baby back in the fridge, get back to it a couple minutes later, give her a shake, take a swig, put it back. That's the way that I go about it. I can't down milk like that. Some people can. I think they're animals. But this dude ain't chugging no milk. I'll drink milk. I ain't chugging milk.
I don't blame you for not wanting to chug milk whatsoever. So even chugging like a milk protein shake can be rough for some.
I don't chug. Do I drink it a little? I could drink. I'd probably finish it in 10 to 15 minutes. I wouldn't say that's a chug for 12 ounces. Also, um, I want to get your opinion on this collector's box that just came out with G Fuel. And I think this one, surprisingly, even though there's no shaker, I like this one.
I know what you're going to go on about.
I know you probably know it, but I think this one we have to cover because this one's been in the works for some time. I know people have seen it because it's been a couple of days, and obviously we got the show and such. Presenting the One Piece Treasure Chest Collector's Box. Inside, we have the treasure chest of the straw hats, and we have a new flavor and 3 reskins. So, these 4 tubs are the minis. And before discount codes, please use your favorite code. If you love supporting the Caffeinate alumni, down in the description, we like Johnny Price, code Price, and we like Shock, code Shock. But what we have in here, Teach, of the minis, we have a cotton candy reskin. I'm assuming that's the ninjas. We have a new flavor, orange, pineapple, melon. We have lemon Italian ice, now just lemon ice. And we have the reskin of Divine Peach. They said a shaker will be sold separately in time to come. Your thoughts?
You want my honest thoughts?
Of course.
I think the box is cool. I like the treasure chest thing. I get it. It's very on theme for One Piece. Congrats to them for being
I
able
love the chest.
to get the One Piece collab for them. Big IP, big name. It's very cool. Not a lot of companies can easily do that. Good on them. But what I don't personally care for, and for some odd reason, really grinds my gears deep down, right?
That's been a theme for
Fif-
you in Recon. Grinds my gears.
15 milligram servings. Or not
But it's
15
but it's 4
serving tubs.
tubs. It's
Sure,
4 tubs, and you
sure.
include all of it because what happens if one of them rots? And so here's the reason why I thought about this. Now this took me a while to warm up to it. If we're going by the box itself, this is a win. So hear me out. I can understand how the orange pineapple melon is a little skeptical. We've talked about the darts at the wall, and they've been doing a lot of citrus mixes, but it's tropical and it's on point. I just want to know where this melon is going from. Because if it's orange pineapple and you can't taste the melon and it's already been a replicable flavor or so, that's okay. The cotton candy, if it's ninjas, whiff. If it was again, I always go back to the 15-calorie sticks that they came out with, that was perfect. But then we got lemon Italian ice that's staying around, and we got the Divine Peach reskin. Divine Peach back? That says
Divine
something.
Peach was fine in the day. Lemon Ice was very disappointing to me. The cotton candy was okay. I don't know how I feel about the new flavor, but flavors aside, I don't personally care for the 15 serving tubs. That just does not feel right to me. It feels like such a little. It feels like you're going to be flying through those tubs.
I mean, it's a tub, and if we go by full servings, it's a tub and a half. 60 servings, not bad. Especially since, if you remember the Diablo disappointment
Mm-hmm.
that they
Yep.
had back when me and you were collecting G Fuel and covering G Fuel a lot back then, back when they had a lot of content to go through. What was the difference between making that thing a what was it, a $60 box versus a what was it, like a $80 box or something?
It was the like collector edition one that came with the glass.
Oh yeah, it was 40 and then there was a 60.
And then you had to pick which
It was
one
the
you wanted.
it was the glass vial, and then you picked which class you wanted out of the
Bigger
6.
box. You pick the
So
class, and then it came with the actual glass.
so we have a skin for the 4 One Piece characters, and really, well, let's be honest, of all of the G Fuel flavors that have been the worst, take out the pickle juice, take out
The memes.
uh the ra- the ramen, and take out
The memes.
the Sanic, yeah. So, well, there's other meme flavors, but take out the April Fool's Day flavors. Take out the ramen, take out the chili dog, and take out the pickle juice. Take out those 3. I still think that health potion, it still ranks down, and if
That
not the
flavor
bottom 5,
was
bottom
disappointing.
3. If not bottom 5, bottom 3. Now,
Which
somebody could say of all time, if we could ask G Fuel consumers what are the worst 3 G Fuel flavors of all time, and as a whole, like there's some people that aren't gonna like myself, they're not gonna like lychee. There's gonna be a few people that just hate certain fruits, and that's okay. But if there's gonna be some flavors where I think in unison, people are gonna be like, bro, what are they doing? Now, I
uh,
could say mystery and RGF are on the bottom, and that's biased on my end. But seemed like the very hard majority, it's party punch, it's health potion, it's bubble gum.
what was the? I forget the name of it. What was the name of the Christmas one they did? That one was also atrociously bad.
Christmas one.
It
I
was
always
a,
think of
it was
think
the like Christmas. It wasn't exactly Christmas. It was like the winter one. I forget the name of it. I remember it being in like the white wintry snow tub. I forget the name of it, but that one was
hold
also
on, hold on,
terrible.
hold on, hold on. Sugar plum.
Yes.
Also bottom 5. That's a number 5 if I had to top it off. Um, mm, Party Punch. Did I already say that? I think I did.
I don't. We may have, but
Yeah, because you got Party Punch, you got yeah, all those. So, but yes, we're in the relative ballpark here. But me personally, I think this is a big win on G Fuel's part. It is a pre-order. It does come. It comes October. I still think a little fit in for Halloween. That's actually one thing that kind of makes sense is because you know how there's some people where they order their stuff for the season, but then by the time that the pre-order comes in, that season's gone. Parts is still that thing where I still associate with Halloween. So yeah, you might be pre-ordering that thing during the summer, during the dog days of summer in August. But in October, if you get a One Piece box and it's pirate themed during Halloween is pretty sick.
sure. I just I'm not big on that 15 servings, man. Just give the people what they want. Make them full 30 serving tubs.
Now, to me, it suits the purpose because with me reviewing stuff and me helping you review stuff, and obviously, Recon and friends of the program IRL are very happy to sample. But there's many things that I've enjoyed that have been 15 servings. In particular, sneak related stuff. There's 4 tubs I've bought from them that have been 15 servings. I think they changed the game with that, and something like caramel milkshake energy that is a milk flavor. For me, that needs to be 15 servings. Now, if we go to sneak candy apple, I think you need to make it in both. Sneak is already vaulted their electric mango, but I'm happy I got the 15 serving tub just to compare apples to apples. Doesn't compete with Mango Explosion by any means, but still good. It's more of the actual mango fruit, in my opinion. But that aside, I really think that that's a good one there. Um, I will hopefully you actually get that box, man, because I was really happy and hoping of you trying those mystery cans, and heck, I even threw an extra something in there for you to try off camera.
Maybe it'll be here tomorrow.
I hope so. And
And so we can
obviously,
save it for next week.
so just to let you know, that treat is actually it's just a snack for you to try whenever you feel like it. Something up your alley. I was in Vitamin Shop, so I think you would enjoy that. The rest of the stuff is a tub and two empty cans, which I hope that you receive all four peacefully sometime. Like, oh my god, like how and why? Ugh.
Well,
I
I
don't,
do hope
I
it
don't get
gets
it.
here tomorrow. We can save it for next week, but that's probably a good spot to end. 125,
Considering that we spend most of the time running a tangent on a bullshit article, it's been a long time since we've done that.
which is good.
So, I guess a good place to leave off is the last couple of glitch flavors. Thank goodness it slowed down because it was hard to keep up for many. Especially Bizzo and his wallet. I'm not sure, to say the least, I'm pretty sure his wife is happy he's not ordering 20 tubs of a new flavor or 10 of a new flavor every 5, 6, 7 days. So he's been saving a little bit of money, to say the least. But
He works hard.
anything. Oh, he's a definitely a hardworking guy for sure. We see it. But when we see here the last three, not so recent, Drink Me Potion, that's the strawberry snow cone, the yellow snow, the tropical lemonade, and then Clutch Slush, that's the tiger's blood. Any thoughts on any of them that you've heard of, or have you tried them? Anything like that?
I have yet to buy them for purposes of saving money for other big vacations slash plans for Recon and I. So every dollar is kind of counting. But I am really
I
wanting to try the Drink Me Potion because I have high expectations for the strawberry slushy.
Glitch hasn't made a strawberry outside of the margarita, correct?
Predator.
Oh, the Predator, that's right. That Predator, that's right. Speaking of, I got a strawberry kiwi from Rogan here. I gotta try sometime this week from the friend of the pod. But I think that's a good way to end off on that. We're gonna be taking notes, taking receipts, uh, trashing any garbage article we see in our path. But in the meantime, everybody, this man's got to enjoy his day off. Me,
I got to
I
cook
gotta be
dinner if
mixing.
anything.
Yeah, me, I gotta shave because I gotta fit back in my mask. I'm gonna be mixing a lot of glue tomorrow. So I gotta put my mask on properly. That'd be a good thing, doing all the chemistry. Yeah, I'm technically a chemist, believe it or not. With that, everybody, please, please, please stay safe. Please stay healthy, safe, well. Uh, Tell your loved ones that you do love and cherish them. And it's still hot out. Drink your friggin' water. Take it easy, everybody. We love you. Till next time, hopefully we see you Monday.